Good morning, guys, and welcome to Thursday, week 11, our tempo run, my tempo run. Just a moment ago, this read 76, now bumped to 85. Ironically, when it was 76, I spent the first couple miles in light to medium rain, and you could see 71% humidity, so it definitely played its part. Well, today went well. I shortened up my tempo run a little bit because I was working on a faster speed. And you'll see that here in a moment. Alright, 31. Yeah, definitely kicked butt. If it took me 31 hours to recover from a 4-mile run. 4.06 miles, average pace 7:30. I don't expect nothing here. Alright, good. Alright, I'm going to go get my shower and I'll meet you downstairs. Hey guys, good morning and welcome to Thursday of week 11, my marathon training program. And today was tempo day. As you saw when I first got back, what a crazy kind of morning it was. Although I wish I would have been recording when I first pulled up the weather app, because the screen initially said it was 75 and rainy, and then all of a sudden it switched over to, what was it, 85 or 87 or whatever, I don't remember, and not rainy. So not exactly sure what the scoop on that was, but I'll tell you this. When I first got outside, I started feeling it sprinkle, and I wasn't too worried about it, thinking, okay, might be kind of nice. And for those who've never ran in the rain, let me tell you, it's not as necessarily as bad as one might think. Because see, when you're out running in the rain, unless you get water drops in your eyes, you don't have to worry about blurred vision, things like that. Whereas when you're driving down the road, you got this big old sheet of glass right in front of you collecting all these water drops as you're cruising down the street. So so the same level of rain is just perceived differently when you don't have a sheet of glass in front of you. So it doesn't seem as bad as it may be. So this morning, for the first 3 miles, I was in probably light to medium rain. The roads were definitely slick, and I could feel my shoes slip as every time I ran. So that was definitely something that caught my attention. But other than that, you saw me come back. It was crazy humid out, and shortly after I stopped the video, when I first came back, I just started started pouring everywhere. I don't know. The humidity and my body temperature catching up to me, or whatever the case was. But yeah, I was sweating like a pig, no pun intended. So before I go into that, let's go ahead and start out with our daily shot of wheatgrass. It's in my bowl today because of the head on this, I did have a little overflow. So cheers. All right, so now that we've got that done, because last week was recovery run, I really didn't have it, and the week before that was more of a progressive run, so I don't really have an apples to apples comparison to show you, but this is what I did today. I only ran 4 miles for 2 reasons. One, because I'm still dealing with the calf pains. I'm still kind of nursing that, just like I kind of took it easy on Tuesday's interval run. Today I still take it easy because this is technically it's like an active recovery week, whereas I'm still doing my plan, my program, except I'm not doing as much of it. So I'm still working on the heart rate and the cardio and things like that. I just don't want to continue to stress my legs because they need to heal. So that was a factor. Another factor was until I got to mile 4, again, the first 3 miles I was dealing with rain, and so I wasn't quite certain if that was getting worse because it was kind of picking up a little bit. So that was a factor that kind of played into things a little bit. And then also because, and this is something I remember doing last time I was training for a marathon, and that is anytime I picked up the pace, I kind of reduced the distance so that this way my body can adapt to that given pace, if that makes sense. So although I ideally would have liked to have gone out and do 7 today, even maybe 8,
I think 4 with 3 good hard were definitely worthwhile. So, and for those who follow the idea that a tempo run itself is about a 20-minute, 20-minute consecutive challenge, 20 minutes of consecutive speed at a challenging pace. If that's your idea of a tempo run, then this still qualifies for that. So going back to this, ran just over 4 miles. I spent just over half an hour doing it. My average pace, including warm-up mile, was 7:30, and spent 438 calories. Not too bad. That breaks down to about, I think I figured out like 107, 108 calories a mile. Garmin says it was 84. I still question that. They also claim the humidity was 62. I think that was about right. But I thought maybe Google's a little warmer. But needless to say, it feels like 88. There you go. I'll go with that one. It was definitely still a challenging morning with regards to the weather and temperature and humidity. As we know, that the major street I crossed at mile 1, the notorious street, I got myself a gap there. Yes, I should have lapped my watch, but I didn't. So technically, mile 2, or my first mile of my speed work, I just kind of guesstimated as to how long I was standing at that street waiting to go, and so. I didn't want to break sub 7 because I knew I had to sit there and try to maintain at least a 7-minute pace for a period of time. So I was hoping that the time I was standing at the street still would have balanced out with my average moving pace, but it didn't quite do that, which is fine. Going down to my cadence this morning, I started at 180, and then of course I think as my speed picked up, I brought it to 182. Of course, during speed work time, it's 184, 186. So still feeling a little bit in the legs. I would definitely like to bring that down to maybe 182 when things are good. And then here we go. My first mile, warm up 8:33. That was kind of a fast one. Second one, 7:26. My average moving pace is 7:15. Again, because I just kind of guesstimated as to how long I was stopped up here at the street. So still that's fine, 7:15. Then I brought down, so for mile 3, 7:06, with only a 4-second variation in speed. But again, I'm doing a U-turn at the end of this street, at the end of this mile, I'm doing a U-turn, which I think kind of slows into this a little bit, but that's fine. I'm still happy with that. And then of course, mile 4, I brought it down to 6:57, and so yeah, although the goal was 7, I'm like, all right, I'm cutting it short today. I'm not going to sweat it too much. But between all the elements and where I'm at physically, this definitely was more of the threshold mile. So I definitely kicked some butt on that as far as my heart rate goes. You can see still here. For the pace, I would like these to be a little lower. But again, because I'm still dealing with calf pains, we've got that. And there you go, my average calories. Interesting how it came down for the second one, started creeping back up all the way through the fourth one. So kind of interesting there. But that's about all I have for you guys today. I know it's kind of short and simple. Again, I don't have really apples to apples to compare with prior run, things like that. But all in all, even though I didn't quite get the distance goal I would have liked to gotten, again, between the legs, the rain, and all that, I'm okay with that because I'm still pushing the boundary. So I'm happy with that. And so that's all I've got for today. If you like today's video, go ahead and hit the like button. I'll be back on Saturday, talk about my long run. And if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. I'll be always happy to address the questions and comments. And if you're new to the channel, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I post a new video, a new running video or training video on my my marathon training program towards my first sub 3-hour marathon. Tuesdays right now are intervals, Thursdays are tempo, and then Saturdays are my long run. So if you want to follow me along with my journey, I invite you to come along because it's definitely been an interesting one, to say that. But that's all I've got for you guys today. You guys have yourself a fantastic Thursday. Oh, by the way, wearing my Portland shirt because kind of felt like Portland out this morning as far as the heat, humidity, and the rain. So I thought it was kind of fitting. But you guys have yourself a great day, and I will see you on Saturday. Take care.